Hey friends, I'm Stone and welcome back to the Mountaintop Kitchen. Today we're baking my Jeju style matcha brownies, rich, buttery, and packed with dark chocolate chunks that melt right into the green crumb. They've got that earthy matcha flavor I fell for in Japan and South Korea, balanced with a little sweetness and a lot of comfort. Simple, bold, and oh so good with a cup of coffee. Okay, so let's get started with these matcha brownies. Now, I spent an entire summer teaching in Japan a few years back, and trust me, I got everything I could get my hands on that was green matcha to eat. Donuts, brownies, cakes, whatever I could find, drinks also, I did it. So today we're going to be making these Copycat matcha brownies. I also took a ferry across to South Korea. And so the brownies in Japan and those in South Korea really inspired me. And so this is a Copycat recipe for South Korean matcha brownies. So to get started, I have some simmering water in a pan and I have a heat-proof bowl. You want to make sure that your simmering water does not touch the bottom of your heat-proof bowl. We're going to be melting some butter and some white chocolate. I do not recommend doing this in the microwave because it's so easy to burn white chocolate. So let's get our butter in first. We're going to get that started melting. And our white chocolate. I have my oven preheating to about 325 Fahrenheit. It's convection oven, but I'll put all the different oven types and temperatures, Fahrenheit, Celsius, right here on screen below, or also in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. So let's go ahead and get this butter and white chocolate melted. So our butter and our white chocolate are now fully melted. I'm going to turn off the heat and place my mixture over here. Be really careful because your pan is hot. Now you don't want this to cool down completely because it'll return to a solid state. White chocolate and butter are solids. So we're going to go ahead and start to put our wet ingredients together while this is cooling down for about 5 minutes. Let's get rid of this though. All right, so before we go any further, I did prepare an 8x8 inch baking tin with some parchment paper and lightly greased to have this ready for when we need to pour our batter in there. So we've got that ready and we've set that over to the side. Now we're going to move on with our wet ingredients. We're going to start with 2 eggs. Let's get those in there. If you get any shell, you can do this in a separate bowl if you're worried, but if you get any shell in your bowl, just fish it out. It's easy enough to do. 2 eggs and our granulated sugar and our brown sugar. Get all that in there as well. And we have a pinch of salt, just a pinch, and about 3/4 teaspoon of a good vanilla extract, if I can get this open. Okay, so about 3/4 of a teaspoon. I'm just going to eyeball it. There we go. And we're going to mix this, or actually whip it, with our whisk for about 2 minutes until it's light and fluffy looking on a high speed. Okay, our egg and sugar mixture is looking nice and fluffy. We're going to go ahead and pour in our warm butter and white chocolate mixture. I'm going to give it a little stir. It's already starting to seize up a little bit as it's cooling down. So you do want to do this rather quickly. So I'm just going to start this again on really a slow, just stir as I pour this in slowly. There we go. And just until we get that mixed in, and it looks like we're there already. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the mixer. We're going to switch to the paddle attachment right here. So get that baby on there. And we're just going to push this to the side for a second because we need to sift together our dry ingredients. Now, this is a gluten-free matcha brownie. So we have a mixture today of tapioca flour, rice flour, and arrowroot flour. You can substitute the arrowroot with potato starch if you like, but we're using arrowroot today. So we have that mixture right here. So let's just pour that in. No flour in this, no regular flour in this recipe. We have our matcha, of course, and we have a little bit of cornstarch. So those are our dry ingredients, and we're just going to whisk these together to get them, somewhat integrated before we stick them in our bowl. Okay. So now we're going to bring this back over to center stage, and we're going to mix in our dry ingredients. Let's get those in. Now we just want to mix this until it's combined. We don't want to overmix. So I'm going to do it on slow. Okay, that's done. So now we have our brownie mixture ready, and we're just going to fold in our dark chocolate. This is 70%. I suggest using between a 60 and 70%. This is Lindt brand, and we just chopped up into almost into chocolate chip sized chunks. So in it goes, and we can give that just a quick little mix. And we have our matcha brownie mixture ready to pour into our mold. So let's move some things out of the way here. Bring over our 8x8 inch pan. Okay, let's just pour this into our 8x8 inch tin. Look at that color, isn't that beautiful? Gotta love matcha. Well, I do anyway. And there we go. So into the oven these go for about 30 minutes. So let's bake these babies. Well, our matcha brownies are out of the oven. We're just going to stick a toothpick in the center just to make sure that they're done. They shouldn't come out wet. They should come out with maybe a few little crumbs on them. So we're going to let this cool down for a while. And once it's cool, we're going to stick it in the fridge for about an hour so that we can cut it and try it out. So we'll be back in, about 2 hours. Okay, our matcha brownies are out of the oven. They've been cooled off in the refrigerator and they're ready to cut. So let's cut them right now. I'm going to use this long blade. I'll put a link in the description box below if you're interested in a blade like this. Perfect for cutting brownies and bars and whatnot. So I'm just going to look here, try to cut these into perfect squares. Okay, and let's see, about right here. Now this did blister a little bit on top, but that's to be expected. Okay, we have our cuts. Now, I think I will take one of these pieces right here closest to me. Let's just get under here with the spatula. There we go. And look at that, nice and green. Now I do have a little bit of decoration to do. I have some frosting here that I've just made with some powdered sugar and milk. I'm just going to put that back and forth across here. Just a little bit like that. And I have some pomegranate seeds that I always love to use this time of the year because they look like little rubies. I just love them. Okay, so here we go, but we have to taste test it, okay? So we're going to taste them. They look really fudgy. If you can see, don't know if you can see the dark chocolate that's in there. There's chunky dark chocolate throughout these. Definitely matcha. Has a beautiful flavor. And those chocolate chunks really come through too. Just lovely. Here I go. Yum. So good. Now, don't forget to subscribe by hitting that button down there if it's still there. Hope you hit it earlier. And if you like this tasty matcha-infused brownie recipe with dark chocolate chunks, remember we also put some creamy white chocolate in there to make these really smooth. Then try out this recipe up here. I think you're going to like it too. I'm going to keep eating. You know I always do. Yum. So good.